Can we just go through some of the studio audience people that are here?
Absolutely. So first off, we have Yankee Kelly, because there's a lot of people in here who don't know who the other people are. Yankee Kelly, who is here, and she's had her baby. She's a favorite of ours on the show.
She was. I met her on the elevator. Yeah, and so I met her on the elevator, and the whole northern thing was coming out, and she talked my ears off from the time we got on the lower level all the way up to the 7th floor. Yeah, so I said, we got to get her on the show. She is really, really, really funny. And so she came in. Well, she was like big and pregnant.
I wasn't that big. I was only 4 months along.
Yeah.
Whoa. You know what I'm saying. Oh, nice. I mean, big, based on what you look like now.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. And so she came in, she's pregnant, it's so funny. She can tell the best stories about everything. So so that's Yankee Kelly.
Yankee Kelly's in the studio.
Yeah.
Also, we have Stacy and Casey. They are the crazy twins who were here about a month or 2 ago.
How did the wedding go?
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Not like anything you've ever been to. My grandma just told me last night, she told one of my aunts that she was actually scared to come, but that, you know, she was glad that she did, and I would just think of things that no one else could think of.
Yeah, I bet.
I invited myself to their wedding, and it was the best.
And I'm so glad that you
came.
They were the girls that we said.
Thank you for your gift as well. Sorry, I haven't done thank you cards yet.
Girl,
so
we're good, we're good.
Okay.
We're all good.
We told them that they needed to contact like an agent or somebody and have them just follow them around for a reality show.
And one day the people from Lizard Lake were here, and you said, you know, we had these twins in here, and how to get around. She was like, Casey, Mike talked about us this morning.
Also, Frankie the Midget's in here. Give him a big round of applause.
So this is funny because I just 2 days ago, I'm driving around downtown Raleigh trying to find this area for pictures, and I go by Goodnights, the comedy club thing. Well, I see Frankie all the time at South Point Mall, you know, balloons and stuff, and making animals out of the balloons. And what are y'all doing, wrestling with that thing?
He told me to hold it.
And so I look in my rear view mirror, and who do I see? Frankie, and I thought he was stapling things up on, and I thought, what the hell's he doing now? Like midget strip shows? Is that what, like, you know, everything?
No. But I was just getting a number to see when their auditions are.
Yeah.
For stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give that a shot.
What are you doing now?
Do basically what I've always been doing. A little bit of acting, comedy,
Yeah.
balloons.
Delivery?
Delivery, I deliver x-rays for Raleigh Radiology.
Yeah?
Right.
I'm a courier.
Yeah. That's good. So, and it's so funny because after you're here for a long time, I know his son. I saw his son when he was still just a baby, and now he is like a manager at Duke Hospital, and he parks. He's the manager of the people that do the valet of the cars and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, can you give a brother a break? I've known you since you were a baby.
He told me that. And is he tall or what?
Yeah. So I've always wondered, Frankie, because he's tall. He's like, what, 5'8", something like that. So he's 5'8". How would you correct him when he was taller than you were?
Okay. Here's how I did it. When he was 4 and we were seeing eye to eye, I just scared the crap out of him enough.
Yeah.
Because later on, when he was 14, he had a friend that came over the house.
Yeah.
And his friend said to him, Jordan, you know what? If your dad was my dad, I'd be beating the crap out of him, taking his money and everything else. And my son said, he just looked at him with a smile and said, you go tell my dad that right now, and I'll pick you up in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Because my dad will scrape you. You don't understand.
Yeah, kick you right in the nuts because he's right that height.
Not only that, but he does explosives.
Yeah.
And I was a technic when I was in the circus. And that's like my daughter. I have my daughter.
Yeah.
Who's 19 now. Well, the first day.
And she's real small, but she's got
small.
big breasts.
But wait,
She does, doesn't she?
Hey, believe me, she's built good.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
She floats. No problem. Here's the thing. My daughter's in high school, and she says, Mom, I got a boyfriend who is a former quarterback football player of the high school team.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, he's got to meet me. So the guy came out and met me, and big guy, and I said, son, I'm going to tell you, I'm not a redneck, I'm a Yankee. I don't use shotguns, make too much noise, so I'm not going to shoot you. I just reached out right at crotch level and said, now, son, I have all your jewels. And the street will be going. And for some reason, everybody in the school, all the guys just had her as a friend.
Yeah, man.
And also, Frankie, we've been getting updates from your wife and your daughter. They're over in Haiti right now?
Yeah, they're doing a mission to Haiti right now for this week, which is really cool, so I can tell stories that she doesn't even know.
Yeah, without getting in trouble.
Right.
You ever think about these missions to Haiti?
Yes.
There are so many people that go to do that. I mean, it should be like New York by now. I mean, they should have all the great things that are available because there's so many people going to Haiti to help. I'm like, good God, that's been for 10, 15 years. Don't you have a freaking bridge built by now or something? Like some skyscrapers, for the love of God?
I agree with you. I mean, I really do. It's like, my wife's asked me if I wanted to go, and I'm like, no, when I can do things here, why should I go there?
Yeah.
I mean, there's things here that I can do. And I love that my wife and my daughter wants to do it because it's a great learning experience.
Well, and it's good, you know,
Yes.
and they are helping people.
And it puts them one footstep closer to heaven.
Yeah, because that is,
That's good.
I'm pretty sure that's the gateway to hell there. It is the worst, it's the worst place I've ever been in my life.
Oh.
I mean, and that was when I was like, I don't know, 18, went there. Oh my God, Lord, it was horrible.
Stories that I've heard, my son's been there, and my daughter and stuff, and it's like, you know,
Yeah.
I can go to Harlem, New York and see everything.
Yes, you go to Durham and see
Yeah.
it. Same
Yeah.
thing. Same thing. You know?
Yeah.
We also have Belinda up in the house. Belinda's one of our favorite BLs.
What's up?
She always makes us laugh every time she's in here.
Did you get a man yet?
Not yet. But let me tell you what, this morning when I was getting ready, I'm like all hooking it up, like I'm about to get me some today.
I mean, you can probably, one of the guys here, you know, hook up with, look at Tyrone. You're still married though, right?
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
I've seen my wife. It was like Lady Eileen fighting with
What
Gary
you
Cole.
trying to say?
I'm just saying my wife is big and she can whip my tail. Lady Eileen beat down Gary Cole. Just
Yeah, his wife will beat him down.
Yes,
he
he will.
has to walk a fine line.
Also, we got EJ. EJ was the really hilarious. I'm gonna go ahead and say Mexican dude who was in the studio.
Thank you. That's what it is.
And he was making fun of Mexicans last time he was in here and just had Bob rolling.
It's funny because when I got home, you know, I had like 50,000 hits on Facebook, and I had this one lady, and Jeff defended me on this one, but she was like, "Oh, how can you disgrace your mother like that? This, that, and the third degree." And I sat there and I was like, "It's the truth.
Yeah.
It's the truth. I'm sorry. I'm first generation Mexican American in my family.
Yeah.
So it's okay for me to do that.
Yeah.
Second and third, which I'm assuming she is, I can see that. But
Yeah.
I mean, I love it. I love it. I love my people. I'm not trying to disrespect them.
Yeah.
It's just how it is. I mean, George Lopez can go on TV and do it all night long, and you know, I'm sure he gets his hate mail, but you see his crap.
Yeah, whatever.
He knows Sandra Bullock.
Yeah.
Hey, I needed you the other day because we were trying to get a mariachi band in here, but they only spoke Spanish, and so it was very difficult going back and forth. So I needed you.
You got my number? Call me.
Yeah.
I mean, at work, they always come up to me like, "Hey, we need a translation." And I come out there, and the guy's Japanese, and I'm like, "Really?"
I'll take a number 15 with
I looked at him, I
rice.
said, "Sir, Alley Cat's Angels thing is right over here."
So funny.
I'm still up there. It's going good.
You know, there's so many people that come in here that could really be. Okay, you watch America's Got Talent. Anybody watch that? So this guy, Tom something,
Cotter.
he is not funny. I mean, he's just not funny. But then you see people, I mean, like Ben and EJ and all these people here and Tyrone, they could actually, I mean, they're genuinely funny and they're working at PetSmart. I mean, nothing about, you know, but I'm saying you could be on tour getting late every day and
By my wife.
being that too. I mean, that too, you know, drinking for free at the bar. You could be doing all that.
why am I sitting in here?
I mean, last time I was here, you told me, you know, go ahead and do like a 10-minute skit and try and do Charlie Goodnight. So I've been walking around with this little book, and I filled like the first page, and that's it. It's one of those. I'm sure they're the same way. You just go with it.
You know, the funny thing would be for you, I think, is if you didn't tell Mexican jokes, but you told white people jokes?
I've tried that. You know how many times I've been attacked?
No, white people are too lazy to attack or get
No, you're
pissed
right.
off.
I grew up in
They'll
Franklin.
hire somebody to attack you.
Yeah.
I grew up in Franklin County. I was born in Texas, but raised in Franklin County. So I was one of the first.
Born in
two-
Texas or thrown into Texas?
Thrown. Those are Cubans. We don't float. We
Right over the river.
we sink. But I grew up in Franklin County, and I was only one of 2 Mexicans when we first got here. It's when the whole tobacco thing was booming, and my dad and a couple of his guys were the only ones doing the tobacco fields. So growing up with white people, I kind of became more of a redneck than a Mexican.
Yeah.
So everybody would sit there and include me in their little field parties and whatnot. So finally I got to the point where I was like, you know what? I consider myself either a wet neck or a redneck.
A wet neck! I love that. That's the best. We need to get some T-shirts made for that.
You know, when I fill out the little forms that say, you know, your race, African American, Hispanic, I scratch out the S and I put a C and I'm like Hispanic.
See, that's great, dude. I mean, you could. Look at the guy. If you haven't seen this Tom guy on America's Got Talent, you're twice as funny.
Yeah, you need to talk to Ben, the guy. Look behind you.
That's what I was
Yeah,
like,
Ben
the
is.
12-year-old?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's 13.
So here's what I could see. I could see going to Good Nights, and maybe we can make this happen. I don't know or not. I could see going to Good Nights and seeing EJ and Belinda and Ben. I could see
Tyrone.
Tyrone.
Yeah,
Like
maybe Tyrone.
that would, and all you'd have to do is do like a half hour. I know that seems
And
very
not
long.
peanut butter.
And not peanut butter.
I think I just broke
That might be funny if she was just the host though, and she got up there. And,
So, guys.
But
okay,
wait,
listen. If you enjoy, if you enjoyed the first one, that's great. But wait, there's more.
That was the most miserable thing I've ever done on the air.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it was more miserable.
But let's try to get
All right,
that
we can do
done.
Can we get shirts that say Baba Knots?
Baba Knots, right?
Would you guys do it if we set it up? Would you do
Sure.
it, EJ?
I do it.
Yeah, Thor, Tyrone.
Would y'all do it?
Anybody else?
Yeah, look, Bugman. You can do it too.
Let's
Is
just
it?
put all of you on the stage.
That would be really, really good. And then, so what we'll do is we'll start like the whole blue collar redneck, but we'll be like the redneck collar. See how
Okay,
that's
I'm out
different?
then.
They can't sue us for that because it's completely different.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it.
Instead of
The
Def
Showgram Hot Damn Comedy Jam.
And also, before we have to take a break, we've got a bartender in here because it's time for some people on the show to start drinking.
And she's so hot, not trying to like
Thanks.
hit on you. But
She wants
she's
to touch your
really,
boobs.
I might. Isn't she hot?
Hold on, just go on, get over there.
No, it's your celebration.
No, but
so-
you wanted
I
to
mean,
touch the boobs. Just go on
But
over there.
we did not hire
I'll
her
do
to
it.
touch
I'll do
you.
it.
Yeah. My man's like, I got this.
Twisted on.
Okay, I'll
Stand back to professional
Are they real? Yes, okay.
No, they're not.
That means, I never touch fake ones.
See if they juggle.
Hold on, let me get closer.
Hold on.
Man, I need this enjoyment.
Okay.
No, you don't just touch
Hey,
them.
they're so hard.
Make them juggle.
You're not even touching them right.
Juggle them, Erica.
Lesbian to show her how to do that.
They're good.
So sorry. I went to high school. This is my friend from high school.
It's good. She has a great brown.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't think she's wearing a bra.
Show it.
You're supposed to
I
touch
don't
your
know.
boobs, not
They're
molest.
so firm, like I don't know.
Why
but
did you
that's
smell your
fine.
fingers when you came back?
Stop.
They were two puppy dogs.
Hey man, if you buy them, you got to show them and let them play with them. That's it, right? That's it.
Well, she'll be pouring sodas over there. Not, no one else can touch her boobs.
And so, you can let us know where you work.
If you have the cash.
What did you say?
Do you want to say where you work or how people can see you?
I'm not bartending anymore, but I will be at Zenda when they open
Oh, cool.
soon.
And did you and Peanut Butter go to bartending school together?
No, we went to real school together.
Has she always been kind of a nerd?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so have I. It's okay.
Well, you grew out of it then, didn't you? Because she's cute. I mean, no, I'm kidding. She's kind of
Wow. Wow.
Peanut Butter's very smart with her Reagan books. Do you still read your Reagan books?
I've never read a Reagan book, but I do support you because
Last
you're a
night,
huge fan growing up.
somebody sent us a picture of of Peanut Butter when she was in the annual, you know, and
Yeah.
the yearbook annual, whatever. And last night, my daughter's sitting at the kitchen, and going through pictures and stuff, and she goes, I hear her from the other. So when you get finished with the pictures, just bring me my phone. And I hear, bah! And she comes running back and goes, is this peanut butter? And
Remember when I was fat?
What yearbook was it?
Hey, dude!
What's going on? I brought somebody with me, too.
We have so many people here. It's barbecue.
Oh, my God!
ABC 11.
Y'all are my, you're my favorite. Okay, so we do a break. We come back. We talk to Big Brother Barbecue. Okay, all right. Back after this. It's the Showgram, y'all. Thanks for listening. Back after this. Hang on.